Tinubu is not a good man at heart. I'm saying so. We are not a nation. We are a country of several fellows just put together, and we are living in pretense. Everything has now matured. I don't know what you say we are about to fail. We already failed. Now it's election 2027. Everything is Wike versus Fubara. And like that, governor of my state, Osun State, has no party now. He ran to Accord Party. Accord Party has been divided into two again. The National Accord said they don't organize it. Immediately, 753 houses. The man, he should be put on television to say, look, you are sick now. You should give you injection to say, you are not well. It's some sickness now. It's not, I pity him. I wish somebody can take me to him to even say, Mr. Emefiele, what is your problem? Are you paying children's school fees? Is it cash that you need? Why? We need to ask him. You need to put on television, on live town hall meeting. Let him talk to Nigeria. Let him say what is pushing him. The same thing Malame now. The thing that they said he has
57 buildings.
Only SAN that has not tried any case on his own in his life.
That was not known prior to becoming AGF.
Yeah. So what do you want all these hotels for? What do you want all these buildings for? What's the purpose? Emefiele ought to have been stripped of everything and be sent to Sambisa for it to be farming. They will film him while he's using hoe and cutlass to farm. When you see that picture, they will now you go from the top, you go to the barest bottom. People like Yaya Bello also. That's why President Tinubu is feeling big time.
Hello and what's up, guys? In this video, a respected Yoruba elder dropped some very heavy words that have Nigerians talking. He says Nigeria has already failed, not about to fail, already failed. He openly mocks the political class, saying money, godfathers, and confusion have completely taken over our democracy. Then he turns to Rivers State, and this is where it gets intense. According to him, Wike is already mortally wounded politically, even if it doesn't look like it yet. He claims power is slipping, loyalty is cracking, and the battle behind the scene is far from over. But it doesn't stop there. The elder also takes aim at President Tinubu, saying the president lacks the moral strength to clean up the system, and that his silence on the Wike Fubara crisis says a lot. With 2027 elections approaching, he warns that Nigeria is entering a dangerous phase. And just when you think that's all, he makes one final statement that changes how you see everything happening right now. Guys, I will let you watch this video for yourself so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. Also, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this channel if you haven't already done so. Take a look, guys, and remember to share your thoughts after watching.
Dr. Akin Fakonda is our guest today on the show. Retired Federal Director, Agriculturist, and Regional Government Advocate. Good afternoon, Doctor, and nice to have you on the show.
Good afternoon. Actually, it's 50 years.
Splendid. Now, let's get right into it. January 15th, I'm sure that date will ring a bell. It will be 60 years since the January 15th, 1966 coup that truncated democracy in Nigeria. And the issues that resulted in that coup, the Nzogu, popularly called the Nzogu coup, have those issues been addressed? And has Nigeria made progress since then?
Nigeria could not have made progress because 60 years ago, the low level of our society, those who are not schooled, who are not educated, who are not civilized, the military, Form 4 graduates, dropouts, they took over us with guns. They are now appointing professors, appointing doctors, lawyers as their assistants. That reversal of intellect and ability that the military brought in 1966 has been with us up to today. And when the soldiers left, governors and all that, they enabled the dregs of our society. They gave them more blood, they empowered them, gave them all the money to take over the political space. In effect, the class of 1966, the sword of Damocles is all over Nigeria up till now. The political class we have now, they were enabled, empowered, and they were foisted over the society. No political parties, no elections. It's all money. Terrible. 60 years of debacle.
So, Doctor, if I get you right, you're saying we have not made any progress.
We have gone backwards. We are not moving. We have been going backwards. The only thing why we appear as if is that because we have some surplus money at a point. If we had no surplus money, we would have gone. Even now, we have too much money than sense. In any case, the oil money have been exhausted. Now, they are borrowing money. Now, they are bringing taxation to still raise money to waste. Military is to waste. It's to conquer and plunder. We are being plundered up to now. Terrible.
But, Doctor, some would argue that we have had some civilian, leadership. We've had civilians head governments in Nigeria. I mean, just this fourth republic since 1999, they've all been civilians, even though a couple of them, have military backgrounds. What do you think?
They were all made by the military. Obasanjo was imposed by the military people over us. Yar'Adua also is a product of military. His brother was chief of staff headquarters. Is it working more than you or me? They just unpicked. Then all the people that Babangida gave oil blocks, 44 of them, Danjuma and Co, they are all the ones with the big money now. They are the godfathers of Nigerian polity. A civilian, you have to go to one of them. They give you 1 billion. Then you go and see them in the morning or see them in the night. We have government by godfathers who were made by military. So the civilians are not there. No civilian. Even the current president now, where is his factory? Where is his bookstore? Where is he selling it? Which invention did they achieve to own what he has now? It's all military enabled, military facilitated. And they have not worked in your life to produce value for yourself. You cannot produce value for the society.
So, should we apologize to the families of the Nzogus and the Ifeajunas, all those young men who laid their life, who paid the supreme price?
No, we don't need to. It's just accident of history. They have bad luck that they had good intentions. Any of us who are my age group, who lived through 1964, 65, up to 66, we were all yearning for Messiah. Zogo, in my own mind, personal opinion, was well-intentioned. He was betrayed by some people around him who were compromised. It's just bad luck. If they turn it right, Nigeria would have been saved from the little excesses of the Fulani-inspired problem in Western region. Western region rejoiced when the coup happened because we were under subjugation. But people like Ifeajuana, they compromised the laudable objectives and intent of Zogo. Quite unfortunate, we are unlucky. Just in the same way too, we are unlucky with Godwin Okaku. If Okaku succeeded, we will have solved the problem of this Fulani thing once and for all. Again, the coup failed, not because David Oka was not well-intentioned, but we are just unlucky as a people. The time for our luck has not come. We have been having a series of misfortune. I don't know what to say, but this is a fact of history.
These are very heavy statements, Doctor. Because if I remember very well, Gideon Oka's school, 1989, am I right?
Yeah.
His school was to the intent that he wanted to excise some part of the north from Nigeria.
Yeah.
You support that?
Yeah. Okay, what are we talking now? America had to bomb Sokoto now. It's not the same northwest. That's the channel through which all the Fulanis are coming to Nigeria from Mali, is it not? That's the hotbed of terrorism now. Supposing this thing was solved in 1989, they will have been on their own now, and the rest of the country will have been relatively managing. But because Oka saw tomorrow, we didn't see it then. In 2026, we are now saying the Northwest should just do their Sharia the way they want. The rest of the country don't want Sharia foisted governance. So we just have to pray. I pray for Gideon Oka every day. It was well intentioned. It could have just solved Nigerian problem at that time. but we had bad luck as a country. In the same way, we had good luck. Awolowo became premier in 1954. He ruled only for
5 years.
5 years only. 5 years only.
Western region, anyway.
Western region. Awolowo, Yoruba were lucky to have him just 5 years. We are still eating from the fruits of what he did in 5 years. Was that not luck? We are trying to pray for the Lord to come back now. It's difficult. We have been having some series of misfortunes over the year. I just pretend I want good luck that happened to the Yorubas, and we are holding on to it.
Let's dovetail from this, because you alluded to the insecurity crisis. You know, some have posited that Nigeria is actually on the brink of, state failure. Some have outrightly, described where we are currently as, state failure. First, do you agree? And then, what are the issues, the factors that have contributed to making Nigeria, get to this point? How have we managed or not managed them?
We are not a nation. We are a country of several bedfellows just put together, and we are living in pretense. Everything has now matured. I don't want to say we are about to fail. We already failed. You cannot leave Abuja now and go to Lagos and at 12 noon to drive yourself. If you do, your heart is coming out from your throat as you are going. We have 3 budgets, 2024, 2025, 2026. We don't know which one. We are now having tax regime. Everything is not settled. National Assembly spent maybe 100 billion. They are doing constitutional reform. We don't hear anything about it. They want to have 83 amendments. It's been put in abeyance. They have been talking about state police for almost 10 years. Ordinary simple bill. In fact, we are just numb. Any small thing we want to do, we just talk about it and we abandon it. We are not a nation that is proactive. We just skate over issues. We move on. Now it's election 2027. Everything is Wike versus Fubara. And like that. Governor of my state, Osun State, has no party now. He ran to Accord Party. Accord Party have been divided into 2 again. The National Accord said they don't recognize him. Is that the way do we have party politics in Nigeria? No political party. And you must belong to the party to run for office. And there are no political parties except APC, where everybody has moved in. And they're all moving for various bad reasons, which cannot be explained by ordinary human beings. So our society is we're just like in the wilderness, everybody for himself. That's what doggy dog, that's what Nigeria is now. That's what it's unfortunate.
Doctor, some of our fellow Nigerians, not just government people, ordinary citizens will vehemently argue with you that, you're mistaken, that, there's great progress being made and all of that. I mean, they will tell you that, the current president has, tackled the issue of revenues, so there's so much money now coming in, he has put the, what's it called, FX, FX rate is stabilized, inflation has come down, and so on. So, I mean, are you saying it's all doom and gloom?
We are misdirected. Somebody like me, I schooled University of Ibadan free of charge, either scholarship or bursary. Now, every generation of the current youth now, they are saddled with a loan of 500,000 naira per year. That's burden on them, universally. The country is saying that we are poor, you are on your own. We who enjoyed the benefit of almost free education at university level, University of Ibadan, we are the one now that say, no, you have to borrow money. Well, people having SUVs, every car in the world is available in Nigeria. But it's supposed to be greatest good for the greatest number. That's why with the top 5% of anywhere that will do well, there'll be one lion in the forest. But the rats and the cats and the ghosts will be scavenging. So I run a secondary school. My parents, how can somebody pay now for 3 children in a private school? In the whole of Abuja, we're not supposed to have more than maybe 5, 6 private schools. All children should be in public schools. Only small elites. But now in Abuja, we have almost 2,000 private schools. In Kuje, where my school is, we're over 100. All kinds of schools, teaching all kinds of nonsense. People are being paid 30, 40,000 for a month. You go to the suburb, don't focus on the central Abuja. Go to Kubwa, the inner roads are the worst in the world. Even where I live, the inner roads are bad. We are all suffering.
Doctor, you are painting a very dire scenario. So let me ask you, let me just throw this in, as a rider to that question. If governments, at the basic level of providing qualitative, free education for the citizens, the future, the leaders of tomorrow, then what is the role of government? How is it that our leaders cannot understand this?
The leadership of Nigeria is misdirected. And the way you emerge determines your attitude. If you have to buy form 100 million, just form a loan to contest under political party, you have to now do campaign up Nigeria, one Nigeria, under 100 million. Some people have to sell their house. Then you have to recoup the money. I pity my colleagues who are in politics. You cannot be governor now without spending at least 1 billion. Except in Rivers, where Wike said he financed everybody from government money. And he's demanding loyalty, demanding absolute obedience. So our political system, it totally put people in prison. We cannot, nobody, if I'm to be a senator now, I ought to have stolen money somehow, or somebody to finance me, which I have to respect. We don't have government of free people. We have government of captured people, intellectual. You cannot expect much from them. You can't. And we are saying this, but unfortunately, we are in darkness in this our country. It takes somebody to switch on the light for us to see who we are. I know a minister, I was in his office. People from the village came to see him in Abuja. He had to borrow money, please, let me give the money to these people. If they stay overnight, I have to put them in the hotel. He borrow money from all the officers in the office, please. He had to pacify them, please, I will talk to your problem. You go back to the village. Because if he doesn't answer them, he had to put them in the hotel. Second day. So if I'm a minister now, my so-called people, they are my thugs. They are my enforcers. I live for them, and they will put me there. Their children's school fees, their wives' pregnancy. That's what we are doing. We are not running a good system. We are not. So if you continue, they can do like this forever. Of course, we have slavery for 500 years now. So we're in slavery, internal slavery. First step up by the military in 1966. I don't know, something has to give. There come to be a time when we will get to the point. It could be this taxation by Tinubu. If people start paying tax in the next 6 months, and somebody is driving 5 SUVs on the road, but then protest is not welcome in Nigeria. If you make a little small protest now, government will bring miscreants to come and scatter you. If it doesn't work, they bring soldiers and bring police to shoot like bullets. So there is no means of civilized protest, no means of expressing grievances. If they shoot you in the National Assembly, they don't even know you that you have died. They don't know you. So we are just marooned.
This is interesting. Doc, corruption, one of our major, problems, would seem to have, eaten deep into the fabric of our society. Everywhere you look, almost everywhere, every sector, institution, private or public, is, eaten up by the cancer of corruption. And my question is, the FCC, ICPC, you see them, make this, TV arrest, parade the suspects and all of that, take them to court, and then they are granted bail. There are activities, that's EFCC and ICPC, even the Nigeria Police to some extent. Are there activities, this, whatever they are doing, is it performative or is it real? Is there any substance to it? I mean, look at the case of Yaya Bello and then currently Malami.
You have brain tumor and you are applying ringworm to your head. We have to apply Saudi solution. In 2018, The king of Saudi brought everybody who has money together into a 5-star hotel and said, look, all the money you have, no fight, but you don't leave this hotel, you surrender the money. And you grant amnesty thereafter. You can see Saudi Arabia is now on upward trajectory. They are changing all their Islamic laws. Since that time, much money has come in, clean money. How can somebody, okay, there is no punishment now. Immediately, 753 houses. The man, he should be put on television to say, look, you are sick now. You should give him injection to say, you are not well. It's some sickness now. It's not, I pity him. I wish somebody can take me to him to even say, Mr. Emefiele, what is your problem? Are you paying children's school fees? Is it cash that you need? Why? We need to ask him. You need to put on television, on live town hall meeting. Let him talk to Nigerians. Let him say what is pushing him. The same thing Malame now. The thing that they said he has. Only SAN that has not tried any case on his own in his life.
That was not known prior to becoming AGF.
Yeah. So what do you want all these hotels for? What do you want all these buildings for? What's the purpose?
57 buildings.
Maslow's hierarchy of needs. You want shelter, food. What does that mean? What does that mean? Some people have mental problem. And we are also going to mental problem of Nigerians when they're in power. If you don't go there, then there is no sanction. Emefiele ought to have been stripped of everything and be sent to Sambisa for it to be farming. They will film him while he's using hoe and cutlass to farm. When people see that picture, they will now know, you go from the top, you go to the barest bottom. People like Yaya Bello also.
Sir, I was coming to Yaya Bello because I might be wrong, and I'm asking, it's a question. The absence of deterrence in our justice administration system, is that not the reason why corruption has become, if there's any word I could use, more than cancer? Because look at Yaya Bello. Yaya Bello is taking pictures. In fact, he's the de facto governor of Kogi State. Usman Ododo is just, a placeholder. That's the right word. So, I like what you're saying about Emefiele being taken somewhere to be. But is that because you used the example of Saudi Arabia? But I would have thought you would have mentioned China. What do you think, sir? What do you think?
Well, all of us are made to be corrupt in various ways. But because we have no clear example. Nigerians are the most pliable human beings. Because I never knew that we can use seat belts. When road safety said we should all use seat belts, we were all laughing. But during that time, somehow, when we knew that road safety was serious, everybody, we are used to using seat belt now, even though nobody is being arrested anymore. In the same way, if you have a leader, that's why President Tinubu is failing big time. You will have taught somebody who work in Mobile, somebody who had American education, will have a different attitude from this big power 10. We will have me to say, look, I have only 2 or 3 agbada. I don't need more than that. You don't need more than 2, 3 agbada for yourself. That's all you need now. Pay your children's school fees. Have a little car for yourself. What I have, I give it to the state. All of you, bring everything you have. All of us, in 3 months, we will comply. Everybody, if you have 10 houses, surrender 8. You need only 2. If you are now caught lying, a jury of your peers of 3 or 5 people, when they say what you have done is wrong, you are summarily dealt with. Either go to prison or go to concentration camp, your family stripped of all assets. But it takes somebody like Tinubu, if you are to be a good man at heart. Tinubu is not a good man at heart, I'm saying so. If he has feeling of Nyerere of Tanzania, who was selfless, and to liberate people from all these things, we pray we have to have somebody like that eventually.
I believe what you mean by not a good man at heart in terms of leadership that is selfless, servant leadership. That's what you mean. Because some would say that he's a very generous man and all of that. But sir, you didn't actually conclude on the issue of Malami and Yaya Bello. What should the government be doing? What is expected of the government to send signals to others that you cannot steal. You might have been better ado, because we never had anything about that case anymore.
There's nothing we can do. The framework, we are in darkness. When somebody brings ordinary candle light, we will all see ourselves in that brazen nakedness.
So in essence, the FCC and CPT are just being perpetrated.
Oh, it's just a waste. It's just a waste of time. Uduyedem said, do you know what he has? I'm not alleging anything, but do you know what he has? Because himself he will be compromised. The one that Ibori gave him $115 million, right? He didn't accept. Everything is just going inside. But if somebody comes in as overall leader of Nigeria and says, I have only 2 or 3 agbada, and nobody needs more than that. You empower whistleblowers. Anybody who has 10 houses, you declare only 8. People will say you have 2 more, and you are in for it. Some injustice will be done, but you cannot have a baby without having blood in the maternity. When the baby is now good, you forget about the blood eventually. But we have to do some psychological cleansing of the system. It's not do the SCPC. No, we don't need law. We need morality. Morality as a compass will clean the system.
Christmas Day, if my memory serves me right, President of America, Donald Trump, ordered airstrikes in Sokoto, against the bandits, terrorists, and all of that. And he said that's not the last, that's not the end. The more, if this spate of killings, senseless, heinous killings continue, there will be more. What's your take on that?
It's unfortunate how are the mighty falling in the midst of battle. Afghanistan was theater of war now for almost 30 years. Then Syria. Nigeria become a theater of war. Once you don't put your house in order now, you invite outsiders to come and pop your nose. If you are calling with your wife and you shout to the street, neighbors will have to come to intervene to say, don't kill yourself. So it's unfortunate we found ourselves in this junction where we were appealing to be a Security Council seat holder. Now we are under the jackboot of Donald Trump. Quite unfortunate. The main problem, again, is that we are not solving it. Since 1960s, that I can remember very well, the North believes Western education is of no use. They were breeding amajiris. People don't go to school, they don't learn anything. Up to 20 million out of school. Anybody between the age of 15 and 40 now in the North have not been to school. They are not mechanics, they are not bricklayers, they are not anything artisan. All they do is to sell a little sweets and a little suya. So the pool from which you can draw bandits is unlimited. 50, 60 million, 70 million people between the age of 20 and 50 in the North are available to be carrying AK-47. And the religion of Islam is even positive, but somebody dies. People don't worry too much about somebody who has just died. If you died at this time now, in the next 4 hours, you are buried. So death is on the lower scale of in the human calculation. So if I say I will kill you, to threaten you and say, with death, kill me now, I'm going to heaven straight. It has no deterrence anymore. You understand?
So an average northerner.
It has no deterrence at all. So if you kill, I had to kill over 200, that's strike.
Yes.
If they kill under 1,000, no, because you marry many wives, you have many more children, they are marriages. Even your cows, have you ever thought about it? You have cows. You just want the cow to eat free from nature. You don't want to grow grass. You don't want to invest in the business. And you're selling a cow for 1 million naira. And the cow just go and eat somebody's crop anyhow. So that mentality has to change. The leaders of the North have to and there are no sign. Many of my colleagues in the North, they are still defending that is their way of life. Cows can eat anything it wants. But you are selling the cow. Why not give the cow free if the cow is eating grass free? You are not giving the cow free. But the cow is just somebody's investment. It's cheating mentally. I don't think anybody has really thought about it that way. If you give the cow free as charity, then your cows can eat grass free then. Is it not true? But you are eating grass free and you're selling cows at close to 1 million naira a piece. You are cheating nature, you are cheating society. So the problem of banditry, Trump, we're just going to be like Afghanistan. Russia has spent 20 years in Afghanistan. They withdrew. America is there. They withdrew. CIA, Mossad, KGB, they are still operating in Afghanistan. The same thing in Afar, Syria. Iran is coming to the world, is just unraveling. And it's so unfortunate that Nigeria will now be a theater for experimental statecraft in the world. It's so sad.
As a rider to this, this insecurity, because one of the major causes of it, you touched on it, is this issue of free, roaming of cattle, the movement of pastoralists, that we're not even sure maybe 10-20% of them are Nigerians. The majority of them, allegedly, are from our neighboring West African sub-region, So, the present administration of Bola Ahmed Tinubu created the Ministry of Livestock to assuage the feelings, the perceived grievances of the Fulani ethnic nationality. Some were not in support, but some counter-argued that, okay, if that is what is going to cause, these killings to abate drastically, so be it. Now, having created the ministry, why has the president not proclaimed a national ban on open grazing of cattle? Recently, towards the end of last year, they came out and said, okay, it's been banned. Then quickly, they flip and said, no, it's not been banned. Is the president beholden? I mean, we're told the president has guts, he's bold, he can take any decision. Why can't we have a ban on open grazing of cattle?
I was for 8 years the most senior person technically in Nigerian agriculture as Director of Planning, NALDA, National Agric Land Authority. Nigeria does not know what agriculture is. The ministry is just marooned. It's agri-business, not farming. We are still farming. And then the government is devoid of moral authority to do anything. They can declare anything, but you cannot. Nigeria is big. You can't just shout in the villa. Somebody will hear in Nguru. See, how many people died in Katsina recently now? In rickety boat. We need to break Nigeria down into small elements so that people can take charge of their lives. Missing us together, you don't make another. The second day, you make another. They declare emergency now, security. What does that mean now? We just mouth things. We're not serious about anything. They imported 2,000 tractors about a year ago. Have you heard about it? They said they imported tractors. Where are the drivers? Where are the farm? Where are the crops? Nothing. We just run government by announcement. And then announcement. And then announcement. The civil service is no longer alive at all. Civil service is supposed to be a vehicle to implement a policy. But civil service is no longer alive. Civil service is dying, if it's not dead.
You've not quite answered the question. You started, but you deviated. Why has the president not proclaimed a national ban on open grazing? Because you said they lack moral authority. I want to land on that. What do you mean by that?
They cannot, because you cannot just decree what is not in existence. Rather than decree, have you announced first that states where they have land, though, are 500 hectares in one place? So, for instance, now, pharmacy will start now. You can't just announce something in October. Or if you announce today to say by March, we are going to start growing grass in a certain place, designated places, you fund it, and then by June, July, you say all people with animals, so go here, go here, go here, go here. That's it now. Yeah. But just announce, no program, no milestone, no timelines. It's just announcement, no program. They bought 2,000 tractors. They didn't say drivers should come into effect. How many hectares of land? Is tractor what you need? No, you need bulldozers to clear trees first. Tractors cannot clear trees in the forest now. You know about tractors. It's abandoned. It's of no use. Once you don't have a methodical plan of what you are doing, announcement, it cannot solve problem. You can't. So it's just, we have no government, no governance in anything. Yeah, we don't have, our mind is not for governance. It's for political announcement, for score, political gain. And this is what we are.
Okay, so let's switch gears to justice system. The role of the judiciary in upholding democratic tenets in Nigeria, some would say has been, heavily compromised. In fact, their independence has been compromised. It's been tested, abused, compromised, weakened terribly. To the point now where people now resort to self-help politically, even civil cases, as it were. Sir, what is responsible for this? How did our judiciary get to this level? Because you and I lived under the jackboots of the military. The judiciary under the military had spine. They stood up to the military boys. They didn't blink. What has happened, sir?
Society, first of all, is in grave crisis. Every little thing results in a dispute. There is no decorum, no civility. Little agreement that you have, that you can enforce because you have morality, you have character. You always like to go to court on every issue. Every clause in agreement has to be interpreted. So our society is in state of anomaly. Every dispute has to end up in court. Coupled with the fact that you can become only SA in Nigeria if you have so many cases in Court of Appeal and the Supreme Court. So even just for you to get a number of cases to become an SAN, a lawyer will engineer, manufacture cases. So if you were to bring Nigeria to a level where the fact that we're having so many disputes have lower temperature, you understand? Then judge will not be under pressure. And then if we can win, just 3-2 judgment can give you access to the federal allocation of a state government. If the judge, if you have 5 in there, 3-2, and they say you are now the governor of Osun State, and that is it. You now have access to. You can promise your judges 1 year worth of allocation. I'll give it to you. Just give me the judgment. You understand? The governors are emperors. We're supposed to separate budgeting and financing from the office of the governor. But the governor, the whole money of the state is a one-line vote in the governor. He can wake up in the morning and say, give this man 100 million, 200 million. So with all these things, we need a reconfiguration of society. Our cloth we are wearing is already torn and worn out. We need to discard the cloth and think afresh and say, what is the purpose of society? What's the purpose of governance? How can we bring civility and decorum to human behavior? And if I become governor, okay, I chose to retire in 2000 because the director was earning 55,000. How many secretary was earning 65,000? Only 10,000 difference. So what am I doing? Trying to fight for a permanent secretary? There is no need. If you are not corrupt, you have no need to become permanent secretary at all. Because the position is, but now, you fight to become permanent because once you are there now, you are the controller of votes. All vote the ministry belong to you. So you don't look at the compensation, you look at the vote of the ministry. So you want to do everything. Even your wife will tell you, Daddy, you have to fight for this thing. Because once you become permanent secretary, there will be 10 jeeps parked in your house. So it will make the political position office too attractive. Governor is sole administrator. President is also sole administrator. He can give and fire, give anything, oil blocks, give a contract. See the way they awarded Lagos to Calabar contract. Was there any bid for it? There is none. So who knows the amount? Who knows the scope? None.
So how do we rescue our judiciary from the vice grip of politicians? Because they are the ones now. They are the electorates now.
You can't rescue until you stop cases going to court. You can't rescue.
But sir, you would agree with me that in other societies, even Kenya here, they ordered that a poorly conducted presidential polls under Uhuru Kenyatta, that it be reconducted. And it was so, and heaven did not fall.
See, there's pretense. In a society, Tinubu got only 30% of the vote to become president.
Not 30% of registered voters, 30% of votes cast.
And fine, you must suppose score 51%. Ideally, to be command majority.
So that there will be a runoff between you and the next person.
We know all these small things that will have brought decorum, but because it favors people there, they shy away from it. Until we're able to really bring a system that we have to talk about Nigeria. That's the solution. Try to patch a dress in the pocket or in the side. The whole set is torn. It will still continue tearing. You understand? You can't solve the judiciary problem if you don't solve political problem. Even in the cases of commercial dealings, if you go to court, there's one of a lawyer said, I will see the Chief Justice for you or your case. I know the Chief Justice. Is it not true?
Recently, the Supreme Court made a pronouncement, belatedly anyway, on the Rivers debacle where the president declared a state of emergency, suspending Governor Fubara. And the Supreme Court said, yes, the president has powers to take that action. And there were, very fierce reactions everywhere. Because invariably what the Supreme Court has done is to confer on the president of Nigeria powers beyond the intendment of the framers of the Constitution. They've made the president to be above the Constitution of Nigeria. That the way he was elected is the same way the governors were elected, but now he has power to suspend or remove any of them. What's your take on this?
The Supreme Court credibility have eroded in the last 3, 4, 5 years. Recall there was VAT case brought by Wike. Up to now, Supreme Court has not ruled on it. They've not ruled on it. I was expecting that ruling. They didn't rule on it. They kept quiet. Until they are not, they don't have deliberateness in what they do. It's so unfortunate. They are ruling on local government. It's also not deliberate because we run a 2-tier federation, but they are now bringing local government in 3rd tier. For that reason now, Osun State is emasculated because money is supposed to go to direct, not go to direct. So Supreme Court, from the time of Oputa, Anagolu, all of them, we have lost the respect and dignity of the office. Do you even know when you are? You don't even know who are the judges now. You don't know. They're not making landmark ruling. When Oputa rules, even the statement he will make as a jurist, you'll be citing it. You like the articulation and the intellect. But do we have now? Chicken and Digby of those days. We don't have them anymore because they all emerge not based on any proven intellectual capacity over the years as a jurist. Children of this, wife of that, cousin of that now are brought into the judiciary under all kinds of grounds. Ariwola was the most culprit. He was complained against severally, brought his people into the justice system. He got away with impunity. What do you expect from that? So, such an isolated case is just, these are not just good.
Okay, let's go to politics. Godfatherism. It used to be something that was being spoken of in hush
Under the table.
But now, it's the norm. It's the gold standard now.
Yes.
So the extent that, godfathers are openly saying, like you alluded to earlier, that, okay, I paid for everybody, I got form for everybody, and all of that. So discuss briefly its evolution, in our social milieu, especially how, in this Fourth Republic especially, how has it brought this country to the juncture where we are now?
It started in 1999. Babangida formed party to the right, to the left. Babangida paid for party offices, financed all the parties. Then finance was withdrawn for the parties. Parties had to fend for themselves. Meanwhile, the electoral law required that for you to be registered as a party, you must have office in 36 states. You have to have offices, you have to have staff. How do you pay them? You have to pay them. So big money became for you to own a party. If I form a party now, I'll finance registration. I'll finance the offices in at least 23 out of the 36 states. I will appoint organized secretaries and pay them for me for a year. That's big money. So when the party now comes in, registered by INEC, if you are coming in now to run on my platform, you have to bring big money. So the way the party was stipulated in the Constitution of Nigeria now, no independent candidature, and you must set up, it's like you are setting up a PLC company to own a political party. So people who own the party now determines who will run, who will not run. See how it is now. SDP have been hijacked. ADC, Accord, everything is big money. So what we have now in the last couple of years is brazen monetization. And it's go to the original thinking that the minute that became military governors, FRC members, they empower people, they give them things belonging to the state, Alakija, Globalcom chairman, all the people who own oil blocks that want financing, people are politicians. So we are just ended with monetization since 1999 up to date. I don't know how to get out of it.
Let's focus on the scenario in the River State, because that seems to be peculiar. There has been godfatherism everywhere, but the Rivers case debacle would seem to be peculiar in its own, strangeness. Can you provide an overview? Just tell us how, because former Governor Wike wasn't the first governor since 1999. We had Odili, and then we had Amechi, and then before Wike. Sir, why is that case so peculiar? Wike and Fubara situation.
No, River State is a very small state.
Is it small, sir?
No, I mean relatively. They have big money. Right from Odili time, if you go to visit River State, they can give you a brand new car, they can give you 500 million. Right from Odili period. So there's a money unlimited in rivers. Right from the time of Odili. Odili want to buy his way to presidency now, Obasanjo just stopped him. He was giving money to all the states. The same thing, Wike now came in and started financing Tambuwa, financing people with rivers money. So, right from Ngige time in Anambra State, when it was able to be captured by Mba brothers, that we promise you give me a certain amount of money. Every month that money comes into the state. Ngige reneged on that agreement. He was almost killed. Isn't it?
He was kidnapped.
Kidnapped, almost killed. That's the genesis of it. It's now getting to the crescendo. Rivers is where Wike said, I paid for all elected officers. He just picked people from secondary school here and there, and they became. So, up till now, they are on his payroll. They meet together. They form it like a club. So, it appears as if Fubara became frightened. How can I be giving so much money? Which he agreed to, apparently. He don't want to give the money, the same quantum from IGR to Wike. And Wike needed the money to be able to buy all his influence continuously. That's the source of their problem now. Fubara said, this is too much. Wike said, agreement is agreement. So, stalemate. Stalemate.
What has been the role of the president in mediating or resolving? Has he been honest?
President have an IOU with Wike. Because without Wike, rivers do not have fallen. President.
No, when you say falling, what do you mean, sir? For the
electorally.
Okay.
So president says, let's have honor. I must have honor Wike. I can't just claim under the boss. Meanwhile, president says, maybe this is too much. Fubara, I don't mind you what you are doing, but it's just fascinating. Fascinating. Hoping that this thing can just go away. The smoke will blow. That's what president is doing. Hoping that among themselves. But to me, Fubara has become so smart. He quickly defected into APC. As the governor of the state now, he's the leader of APC. He has put Wike on offside in football. Nothing Wike can do.
But that would appear not to be so, because as of last week, a third impeachment notice has been served on the governor.
The Fubara will buy maybe 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of those people.
So they will not have quorum.
It's money for money now. It's money for money. We devote 3 months allocation to them. They are all based on money.
So all this money we're talking about, that is the state's resources that is meant for development.
We development in this country. We development. There's no development. Look, we're supposed to be in paradise. God bless us so much. But leadership we've had since 1966 is plunder and cheating of the system. No Nigerian, look, by now we should have freedom to university level in Nigeria. All the roads, all the hospitals. When I will grow up, you go to Wesley Doctor in Elisha, you go for treatment. When you are going, they give you a bill. If you pay fine, if you don't pay, they say go. We have money for all these things now. What this billion they are spending now is to put hospitals in good shape, but they're not going to put it to put roads in good shape. Do we have any bus transport in Nigeria? We used to have Northwest Line, Northeast Line, Bende Line, Edo Line, interstate buses that you can enter. Do we have it anymore? We don't. The whole Abuja now, we have no, you only do boats. Only boats. Is it not? There is no
intra-city.
No. Do we not have the money? We have it. But when you renovate Ebola Tinubu Center for 39 billion, the renovation, not newly built though. How can you get money to do transportation in FCT? How can you get money to go to Gaki Hospital and be treated? You have to go to Cedar Crest where you pay to your head. You have to go to Nzami Hospital for checks for $500,000 naira. Are we not in Abuja? The money is misapplied, misdirected. That's how we are. It's unfortunate. That's how we are. We are just suffering in the midst of plenty. And it's so sad that many of us who are over 70 now, we had high hopes, high opinion that Nigeria would be. We were so proud of Nigeria.
Sir, before we leave the issue of River State, the former governor, FCT Minister Wike, openly said, he knew how they helped the APC in Osun State, making a veiled allusion to the fact that they compromised judiciary. Sir, what advice do you have for the president, Bola Tinubu? That's because you said the president is trying to be a man of honor, because Wike, helped him. Because I don't know, what do you think, sir?
When Senator Bukachua said on the floor of the Senate that all of you run to me. My wife is a court of appeal. You come to me. The Senator said, off mic. Did you not see it? What happened to Senator Bukachua and his wife? Nothing.
Wow.
Nothing. So that's a classical case. So this one is just a minor case. It's just to talk to somebody, look, write the judgment. I have no evidence, but there is no smoke without fire. There has to be something burning. Well, recently now, Okebado interviewed Wike. He said the ball Rolls-Royce 1 billion. That is his own. He said his own.
A public official, sir.
And he's been a lawyer, council chairman, this and that all his life. He doesn't have a factory. He doesn't have a farm. He doesn't have oil well that we know. So, but this, the whole system needs to be cleansed. Selective action. They will think you are witch hunting. Do an holistic dragnet. If you have more than 2 houses, just declare it. More than 2 houses. That is it.
Because what you said, this last sentence you made about holistic, action against, misconduct, corruption, grand corruption, and all of that. Federal allocations to the states. All the states of the federation get their statutory allocations, but the Niger Delta, 6 states of the Niger Delta get extra 13% derivation.
Yeah.
But if you go to the Niger Delta, there is nothing.
Delta.
Nothing to show commensurate, not even to 50% of what they've gotten. So, sir, are people just going to walk away with this level of grand, abuse of the system?
No, are they going to walk away? They have already walked away. They have already walked away now, but they can be brought back. At money overseas, you can't do anything. But do you know how much property in Abuja being built? Estates. Turn it into housing estate for like you have council housing in UK. Seize all the property, not seize. Ask them to voluntarily surrender it. You need only 1 house in Maitama is enough now. Many of them don't even stay in the house, so they stay in Transcorp.
Sir, a senator in River State, instead of River State, Sekibo, displayed to the whole world a mansion. Gold. The FCT minister incidentally was there. He was the one actually broadcasted it. How do you explain this, sir? How do you explain this? Because this gentleman, Senator Sekibo, was in the Senate. I'm not sure. I think about 4 terms. That's 16 years. That's all he's done, and he was able to build such a palatial mansion in the midst of squalor.
Wants to bring a sense of he's not ashamed now. He's even proud of it that God has blessed him. There's a bishop there might go and pray over that house and say, angel just bless this man, because our sense of shame has disappeared. And once you have no sense of shame, you have lost everything. You have no secret voice inside you that says, what are you doing? Does it make sense? You have lost that. That has to be brought back. That if you have your 2-3 children in the US, you are paying school fees, and you are a civil servant, how do you justify it? You can't. People know. But if there's a blanket thought that, look, anybody living above his means, unexplained wealth report, and a jury of 3 people, once a jury of your peers says what you have beyond your means, that law cannot be appealed, that judgment cannot be appealed, and we need to do that for 3 months. This thing will cleanse itself, and there'll be so much for everybody. A room in Abuja now is a room, 1 bedroom is now 4 million, but there are so many houses that are vacant, not occupied. So supposing you surrender all these houses now and do a proper, everybody will be at peace. In fact, civil servants who are stealing money too, they will have no need, because once you're able to stay in a house where you're paying 200,000 per annum rent and your children is in government school, what are you? Everybody's engaged in the fight of survival. I never had anybody can buy petrol for now and then a liter.
In Nigeria.
And salary is still the same. Everybody's a thief.
That's arguable.
Well,
we're rounding up, sir, but let's deal with this. It will be unfair not to, touch on this. We're sliding into election season of high wire, high stakes politics. Because of 2027 general elections. Some have alleged, opposition politicians have alleged that, we have technically become a one-party state, because of the way all the governors and, senior opposition have been lured, even the senators have been lured into the APC. What do you think? What's your outlook?
We don't have any party at all.
Wow.
That's bottom line. There's no party. It's just a club of marauding, they're not politicians. They're outlaws. We don't have any party. If you have one party, means like the Communist Party in China. That means there's an ideology, and there's cadre by cadre by cadre by cadre. You have to rise from being a local government chairman before you can come to the state level. We have no party now. We have no party. It just, all of them are aggregating just to seize positions. It's not a political party. We don't have a political party. When I say political party, I will know it. It's just a club of potential looters of the system. They want, I cannot loot here, so I'll join here. Survival of the fittest. We're just in the jungle. There's no party. You are giving them a nice cloth to wear.
Calling them political parties.
When these political parties, when have they met on policy to say, would there be Congress where there are people to speak on education? The party we had last was UPN, even MPP. When our law was seized down and all governors are on the floor and we debate what the program of action was, then you report progress to the party, not even to the politics. So we don't have party again.
When the chairman of the party sits, nobody is higher than the chairman of the party.
At all.
Including the president.
At all.
Sir.
Actually, was chairman of the party.
Exactly.
Shagari will sit on the floor.
Absolutely.
Party supremacy.
Absolutely.
We don't have party anymore. Who is the chairman of ABC now? Where is he from? A professor from where? Is he a chairman?
Self-appointed. Appointed by the president. Sir, we're on but we need these 3 just to close. Mr. Wike, we've talked about him, over and over in this short time to show you how controversial he has become. If you were to advise President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, should he or should he not drop Minister Wike? One sentence.
In the Nigerian system, if you will take care of him, he's already mortally wounded. It's like a snake. You already cut his head off.
Who, sir? Who is mortally wounded?
Wike.
Okay.
In the way we are now, if president does that, he will be coming to be on high moral ground. But the president is subsumed in the murky politics of the way things are. So I don't expect to do anything. You wait for him to fall down, and go on his own. Because we want to say, he put me there in presidency and now put under the bus.
Okay.
So the president will not say anything. But if he falls today, if he has accident on the airport road, and they say he cannot do anything.
Say God forbid.
He will say,
no, but we are going to say God forbid to that. But should the president not change his cabinet, at least salvage whatever is left of his administration's performance? What do you think?
Again, look, he has appointed ambassadors now almost 1 month.
But they've not been given portfolios. No, they are just there.
So if you now tell him to add another cabinet reshuffle to it.
Do you know, journalists counted, we counted, the president has been out of Nigeria 190 days.
And don't even disclose. He doesn't hand over to the vice president. He doesn't. Onoga is the one that just gives a statement. So the president cannot appoint minister because it will take another 3 months of rigmarole role. Let him finish the ambassador first. He won't finish until March, April because they have to get president readiness in all the countries they are going to. If you add minister to it again.
Last word. Earlier on, I heard you say President Tinubu is not a good man. What do you mean by that? What do you mean he's not a good man?
Honestly, he would have been like Ataturk of Turkey. If he came in with the mindset that he want to give
a reformist mindset,
he could have brought in restructuring bill for the first thing when he became president. To really, Nigeria has to be unbundled. We are Nigeria. We're not saying Nigeria should disappear. We need to unbundle. Look, Yoruba man is not the same thing as Fulani man. We are not the same thing as job person. He just live by fishing. Even in terms of endowment, the forest differ from the savannah and the desert. Middle belt is solid minerals. South is crude oil. North is agriculture. We need to differentiate, specialize in what we have competitive advantage. They will not be fighting over the oil money in Abuja. Oil money are finished. We are now borrowing money. We are printing currency just to be in Abuja. Decentralized. But he came in now to continue the status quo of gripping Nigeria in the neck and being in charge. Press releases, appointments. That will not bring development at all. That will not bring development. So I expected him to really show that he had intellect. But he's just a transactional president.
Intellect and good intention.
He just running the government. He's not a transformative leader. Right?
2027 has to go. Who wins?
He will win because only death can take Tinubu from the position he is in. Only death, sickness. But everybody, who is standing? Nobody is standing. Nobody is standing at all. He has all the money. So look at it. It's strangulated Osun State. So any government that doesn't make it, they are all falling down because EFCC, and then he can cut the allocation under and pretend. He cut allocation for local government in Osun State now. He can do anything. So the fear of this thing, Tinubu is the wisdom of governance. Absolutely, he will win. He will win. But when he wins, what will he do with it? If Tajabagbe York Cloverfield in Yoruba language, if a dog steals a bag of salt, what does he want to do with it? But people say he will do something second time. We second time. He's supposed to do it even now. We need to start onboarding Nigeria now. All this. He's supposed to retire to body loan and even one-time president. I've said so on a television channel. He should give us a new constitution by October 1. Election parliamentary system where you just make a little posters and you win in your local government and you become electoral college to elect state assembly. Even Abuja should be electoral college. You know, modified British parliamentary system. We can do something homegrown that you don't need to spend money for the whole country to campaign. You don't need to. Just win in your locality. You come to Abuja, they can say, okay, you prime minister. All ministers are in parliament. You can appoint your friends to come and become minister of this. Why is President Tinubu minister of petroleum for what? Like Buhari? Why? There's no need.
Interesting.